Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. My name's Jade, and this is How to App on iOS. And today it is the Creator Rewind number 7 with our good friend Russ8889. Of course, this show is sponsored by our good friends at DistroKid. We're going to kick off with a Delicate Giant song by the name of Concord. It's Ode. Hello. Welcome to the show. My name is Jade. This is How to App on iOS. It is Friday here in Australia, Thursday for the rest of you outside of the great land of Oz. And we are up to episode 7 of our Creator Rewind show, where we bring back somebody from the past, in the past, and we find out what the hell they've been doing since we last had them on. Now, Russ, our guest, has been on a lot of times on this show, so it is what it is, but some exciting stuff coming up that he's got happening soon. So we're going to talk a lot about that today. We're going to talk a lot about creating music today. Yeah, we're going to focus on making music. That's what this is all about. That's what this channel is 100% all about. And you know what? I couldn't do this without, you know where I'm going, my friends, without the good help of my good friends at DistroKid. Have you heard about DistroKid? Let me tell you a little story about DistroKid. I've been using DistroKid since about 2016. I signed up before, way before they were a sponsor of this channel. And I started using them firstly because they were a much cheaper alternative than the service I was previously using, which was costing me $350 a year to have a whole bunch of my music out. And when I found out I could release music for back then, $19.99, now $22.99 a year, I was like, you know what? Sign me up, baby, babushka, let's do it. And I've been a happy customer ever since. Began over here on the musician plan, which, as I said, is $22.99. Billed annually, works out to be, what, $2 a month less than a coffee, less than parking in the city, a parking meter. And you get a whole bunch of easy stuff. You get one artist, if that's all you got, and most people do have just one artist. You get unlimited songs and albums, unlimited lyrics, upload all your lyrics and get all that stuff. You got Spotify check marks, royalty splits, 21 free tools. We're going to cover one of those tools today. Mobile app, which is free on Android and iOS. Plus, there are 2 other tiers. So if you're a greedy musician and you got 2 artists, you can sign up for $39.99 annually. Or if you're like me, the ultimate who has too many artists to even count, $89.99 billed annually. You get 5 artists and up to 100 if you pay a little bit extra on top for each artist. Past 5, that's the way it rocks. That's the way it goes. And it's a good deal. What can I say? And if you sign up using my code, the one over there in the corner, distrokid.com/VIP/JadeStar, you will get 7% off your first year with DistroKid. And DistroKid have been an amazing sponsor of my show for it's a while now. It's getting on. Yeah, it's getting on nearly 2 years. So I couldn't do it without you guys. So thank you so much, DistroKid. And I know many people who use them and have great success. Well, success as an artist. You know what it depends on? Success. It's happiness, not how much money you make. Anyway, there's the link. Thanks to Thomas. If you want to click that stuff, boom, let's get into today's show and bounce back over to me. Snazzy. Thank you, DistroKid. I know I've got to do it. Does it work? Oh, it does. It does. Thank you, DistroKid. All right. Cool. Now, let's bring on today's artist. He's been on the show before. We've had him on here many times. You've got to know his music over the years. He's inspirational. He's funny. He's a fool. He's all that stuff, and he's probably stoned as well. Who knows? Let's bring him on. Now, play nice today, Russ. All right. Be good. Let's bring him on, ladies and gentlemen. Then, at the moment, man of the hour, let's bring him on and make sure his mic's unmuted. It is Russ8889. Boom.
Hey, Jade.
Hello, Russ.
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you? You all right?
Yeah, good.
Here's the thing. Now, for people who haven't seen you for a while, let's kick it off. You've lost a shit ton of weight.
Yeah, no, I've been like through the winter. Well, last summer I went to the States, so I was eating quite big portions in the States.
Yep.
So when I come back, I actually see a picture of myself in through me iPad, and I thought, "Wow, you fat fucker!" So I decided the next day after that, I just like quit down to 1 meal a day, and just I've been having like a slice of toast maybe in the morning, and then just having a small meal in the evenings, and that's what I've been doing since September. So it's been it's not a sudden thing.
Dude, I tell you, when I moved to America, the portions were so large, and the food was so good too that I just ate everything, and I was like, this is going to be bad. So I started a meth habit.
Well, I guess you could do that,
It helped. I got to eat everything. No, I jest, folks. But it is like that, man. I remember the first time I was in America and we went out for dinner and they put the plate down. I ordered a burger with chips. And I'm like, what is going on here? How many chips do you think I can eat?
Yeah, well, I mean, I guess, because McDonald's is all over the world.
Yeah.
And, I've been in a few McDonald's, different countries in the past. And when you go to the one in the States and you go, oh, can I have a fucking large Coke? Like, it's ginormous. You're like, fucking.
It's like a small in Australia and the UK, isn't it?
Yeah. Like, it's mental. It's like, I need one for like three of us. It's crazy. And I can remember being the very first time my parents took me to the States in Florida. We went out to this place, and it was called Toppers. And the
sounds like a strip club.
But yeah, we got a beef sandwich and it had like 15 slices of beef in it. I was small, 11. I couldn't even get my mouth around it. So I ordered a lemon meringue pie, and then that come out, and it was like 12 inches high. I was like, fucking hell, like, day one.
Yeah. One more example. When I got there, I was in this band. I went on tour. We drove from Minneapolis to Chicago, and on the way we had to stop, at the service stations, gas stations in the US, and the person in the band with me, she went and bought a large drink and came back. I swear, man, it was a bucket. She came back. It was literally you could put a mop in it if you took it home. You could put a mop in it and use it to mop the floor. Like, are you gonna? How do you get a cup holder for that? Like, and I miss America so much. It's such a cool place. But so you travel there a hell of a lot, don't you? Well, not a hell of a lot, not as much as what you would like to.
No, yeah, my wife's in the States, so now it's a bit more tricky because I can't work like since I'm had my stroke, so I can't save up like I would normally save up and just go. I'd work here for a while and then go to the States for a while and then come back and work. So that's a bit of a pain. But, I managed to go last year. As you know, I met up with Dave and Brad Example and Laurie and Ron and Jenny. So, like I still get around.
Yeah, you meet up with a lot of people, and we'll talk about that later on. So let's get into the interview today. So we've got a lot of premieres today, folks. Russ has been very kind enough to send me a crap ton of premieres. Nearly every song I think on this list is a premiere. Am I right? After what we just played?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Yeah, wow. So
yeah, well,
so as this is a comeback show and we've had you back, we'll say hello to everybody. Thank you all for being here in the chat. I see you all, and we normally do the, we've got subs. We've got Counterfeit Self Band Pages joined as a warrior. Frank Terzo's gifted 5 memberships. Thank you, Frank. Give you some applause there. Thank you so much. But we normally do say hello to everybody after the second song. So we let everyone get in, sit down, relax, drink your poison, whatever it is. Please don't literally drink poison. All right? Don't do it. But when we have guests back on for these rewind shows, the questions are a little bit different. So, the normal ones, it's like, what does music mean to you, all that stuff. But with this one, we hit you up with the elevator pitch. Russ, if you were working in a corporate job, because you look so corporate right now, I can see you in a suit and tie, and you had to get in the elevator and to go downstairs and have a cigarette, and your boss, the CEO, was in the elevator with you. You had 2 minutes to wow him with who you are and what you do. Lay it on us. What would be your elevator pitch in those 2 minutes?
I'd kick him in the bollocks.
and you'd be fired. So
You know, you might as well find out where you're going, mightn't you? You know, if he swallows that, you're gonna be successful. And if he kicks you out, you're fucked. So
So
pay your money, you pick.
So is this advice you're giving to people who are looking for future employment? Just on your first day, just walk up to the CEO and just kick him in the bollocks.
Yeah, I recently know someone who punched his boss in the mouth to say he wanted a van and he got one. So, yeah, it kind of works.
So now that we don't know anything about you, in other words, geez, why do you have to make it so hard? You should have seen, folks, before the show, right? Before the show, I've got in my setup in the studio here, I have so here's the desk, and then I have this big television screen here that I see in front of me with all the cameras and everything, right? And then down here, and it's got a little wooden stand that it's on. And I went to put my phone on the little stand here, and this whole wooden plank fell forward, and the TV everything nearly went down before the show. And you know what Russ did? He just sat there in his chair there, laughing at the possibility of this whole studio falling on my head. You're a piece of work, Russ. I love you.
Well, you know,
so
join all things.
Let's reframe the question. In a minute, because you've wasted one of them. Tell us a little bit about Russ and the music and what you do. Good God.
What do I do? Okay, well, you know, I've been making music for a while. I got out of music for like 12 years, got back into music through an iPad, create music on an iPad since I can only use an iPad after my stroke. Like, that's what I continue to do now. And I do it as a hobby. It's a bit of fun for me. And like, I step up and do stuff with the Delicate Giants. It's a bit more focused and a bit more, you know, professional. And that's what I put myself into. And, you know, it passes my time away.
And I like to say my friend Russ here has a lot of stroke around here. See, some people are going to take that and go, that's not very nice to say. But I mean, look, folks, this guy laughed at me when I fell over and broke my front tooth out of my head. Didn't you?
Yeah.
Let's talk about our friendship, Russ. Why do you laugh at everything that happens to me that's painful?
Yeah, because, you know, you got to see the joy in things, don't you? You know, even, like, if you quiet tragedy, then, you know, you get no relief from it, do you?
Why do you laugh all the time when things go wrong for Brad?
Oh, I could ask you the same question.
I don't do that.
You know, Brad's amusing to have around, doesn't he?
That's the best answer ever. Yeah, Brad's here in the chat. Brad, you are amusing to have around, Brad. He is amusing to have around, isn't he? Every day is a new story of. Look at this. Brad says, when I broke my foot, Russ laughed for an hour. Then a week later, he broke his wrist.
It's true. It's absolutely true.
It is.
Yeah, but, you know, that's the thing. You know, that's the thing about being friends. Like, we can joke with each other and we can lighten the thing up for each other. And sometimes you just need that, you know? Like, you know, Brad's pretty fucked. You know, you got your own problems. I got my own problems. Dave, you know, so we just lift each other up. It's just how we are. Like, you know, I've got a positive attitude to things, and I joke around things and I have a laugh. It's not out of spite or malice. It's just to have a bit of fun and have a laugh. You got to laugh every day. It's good medicine. Same as music. Listen to music. It's good medicine.
Yep.
So's laughter.
Yeah, because we hang out every day. Like, let's just say this: we hang out every day, and we do pile a lot of crap on each other, like more than anyone else. We rip on each other so much. It is just, we even open a room and chat to with each other and call the room stupid names and about each other, and it's a constant rip every single day. You dread when anything goes wrong in our circle of friends because you're just going to get ridiculed for the next month.
Yeah. Keeps me mind sharp, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Yeah. I mean, just for example, and now this is the segment called Russ and Me. So just for example, like I'll have a parcel being delivered, and I'll be all excited going, I've got this parcel coming today. And what's your first thought when a parcel's coming?
Yeah, I just hope that they can't deliver it and they have to take it to the post office. Yeah. So you have to walk there.
Yeah. And why does it give you so much joy to know that I have to go and walk all the way to the post office to go pick up something?
Because I know you ain't going outside your house.
I do hate going outside my house. I hate it because you know why? There's fucking people out there. Look at
I mean, that's the only reason.
But look, it's a healthy thing to have mates that you can, because we've all got situations. Brad's stuck in his little chair, his little hobbit in his little chair. You've had a stroke. I'm sitting here bleeding my face off every day. You need to laugh at shit and poke fun and take the piss sometimes because it can all get a little bit like overwhelming,
Yeah, it's life. It's like, come on, shit happens, right? Like everybody has shit. We all have shit. And we all don't bleat on to each other about the shit we're undergoing, We all deal with it. And sometimes when you got a good friend, you bounce things off them and they take the pressure off you, have a laugh with them. And that's what it's all about. Everyone's going through it, no matter who you are. So, just get on with it and, try and make the best of what there is, because there's always someone worse off.
Yeah, absolutely. Ed says, the image of Jade stomping around shaking fists in the air. It happened the other day. I was on a live stream here. I was doing the morning show. My phone started ringing. I knew it was the delivery guy. And I quickly tried to answer it. And I missed the call. And I'm like messaging him going, dude, just leave it at my door. And he writes back, too late, taking it to the post office. I'm like, oh, man, far out. Why? I don't want to go there. I hate it. It's a huge queue and it's horrible. But how did we meet, Russ? Was it on Pete's?
I don't know. It was probably before Pete. It was probably on another channel, and then used to turn up now and again. And I didn't really talk to you much then. I used to say hello, but there was no conversation. And then, I think then you might have started announcing that you was doing your own channel, and I checked it out. And then, at the beginning when you was doing this, there was only a few people in your channel. So I used to come along and just see what he was doing and just support it. And at the beginning, you was doing stuff like LumaFusion and making videos. And then you was talking about Pete probably, and I probably went to Pete then.
Right, it's the other way around. Yep.
Yeah, and then that was YML. and sending your tracks in there, and everyone was sending in video. Like, there wasn't many videos 2-3 years ago. When people were sending in tracks with a video, you was like, oh, that's good. So that made me want to start making videos. And then, like, you were showing LumaFusion, and then Clubhouse started. And then, I think there was, I don't know, there was like 25, 30 people all joined from different groups on there. And then it's gradually dwindled down, and, like, here we are 2 years later, and this is what it is. We're just friends that chat on the phone each day. It's just normal social, like, if you went to the pub to see your mates, it's the same thing. We can't go out, so we chat on the phone. It's no different,
Yeah, totally. Pookie says, I hate the post office too.
You've got an unfortunate job then, Pookie.
Yeah. I'm surprised she hasn't gone postal yet. You know what? I can't complain. My post office is all the people at the post office are really nice. They know me. You remember that time I went there, Russ, and to pick up the parcel, and the woman goes, "Now I know you. I know your last name. It's something that stands out from everything else. What is it? Stone." Starr. She goes, "Close." Yeah, close. I guess. Stone. All right, whatever. But no, they're really cool. As soon as I walk in, they see me coming, and they know they never ask me for ID anymore. They just know me now. And
yeah, well, perhaps you could just get one of them gold stars and stick it on your
head,
like, and walk in there so they know who you are.
It was Jade Rock. That's what it was. It was just Jade Rock. That's what Leela remembers it. Yeah. Why not? Why don't I just get a tattoo of a big cock on my forehead? That would be good too, because I make a cock of myself every day.
I've got news for you.
What?
I think you already have.
Hang on. What? I wouldn't want to wake up in a room with you, because that was the threat, wasn't it? When you met up with Dave and Brad and I, did anyone draw genitalia on each other's faces?
No, like, we didn't get to the pen section in the shop. Once we got to the drug shop, went to the liquor store, picked up a pizza, marker pens wasn't really thought about.
Look at Brad advertising his shitty little show during your interview, Russ. Look at this guy. Everywhere he goes, everybody, look at me. I got a little show on. See, folks, this is what we're like to each other every day. Look at this little furry muppet here with his little show. Yeah, he's doing a show. Come along, watch him sit in his little chair playing his little guitar, his little computer. We love him. We love him. Weirdo. All right. So, have we ever made a song together? We haven't, have we?
Nah.
No. But I've worked with you on many things, so mastering stuff, but we'll get into that. So I think we're going to play a track. We're at the 30-minute mark. And let me grab, what was I going to play? We're going to play this song called Teardrop. Do you want to tell us about this?
All right, so Teardrop is, this is a cover track. Interpretation cover track. So It's by one of the band that influences me a lot, which is Massive Attack. And they got this Scottish singer called Elizabeth Fraser. She actually used to be the lead singer of the Cocktail Twins. So originally, I think Madonna was supposed to sing this song, but they got her to do it, this Elizabeth. So I tried a different couple of vocalists on it, and I just it wasn't what I wanted. So I just ripped the original vocals off the original track and made my own backing track. So this is it.
Wow. All right, let's do it. This is Teardrop, Russ8889. We'll see you back here in a moment. Let's Yeah. Top job.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I like Massive Attack. They're such a good band.
Yeah, and that was just a nice, you said to me, I'm probably going to get a copyright claim on that. I somehow don't think so. Even though the vocals lifted, I probably will for that. But, it's a really nice take on it. I saw people, a bit of Floyd kind of version of it in a way. Was that Gary playing on it as well?
Yeah, Gary, when I sent the track to Gary, he'd never even heard the track before. So he had no idea. And he just played his usual guitar in 10 minutes and sent it back.
Now, people probably don't know that. So you've got 2 channels at the moment. You've started splitting stuff up. You've got all your Russ8889 music on the Russ8889 channel, and you're starting to put stuff over on the now Delicate Giants channel to split things up. Tell us the reason behind that.
Yeah, the reason behind that is okay, so now there's me, Dean, Gary involved. I want to kind of separate out what I'm doing. I know separating YouTube channels is never a good idea, but I do so much different kind of music. I want to separate what I do away from what we do the Giants, because it's moving slightly different. We got a different vision for the Giants and where that's going, so I want to keep that away from my channel, and then it means we can release stuff on there.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's say hello to folks here, because we had about 40 souls in here. So very thankful for you to hang out with us today. It's always, very thankful for people who come and hang out on the channel. But let's call some people out. So if you want your name called out, please help me out. Just, the deal. Type something, anything, whatever. You know the deal. Just type Russ is an asshole. Perpetual pussy. Platypussy. Hugh, Clayton Von Kluge, Barry Glenn, Joe Glenn's here as well, Thomas Christ, Mars Capone, Ali, we got SM Borthwick, Dean Thomas, who's in the Delicate Giants. He's the drummer of the Delicate Giants, Tremor Bear, Ed Zielinski, I think I already said Hugh. Let's scroll up, Semtex Cow, Howard, hello to you. Mr. Smith is here. Many vibes. I'm going up a little bit now. Mars Capone. G'day, g'day. Rise of Dark Leela. Pookie, the Postal Queen. Joanna Lynn. Frank Terzo. Dave Fox. G'day, Dave. It's really good to see you around again lately. It's been really cool. Paul, P-A-L. Ivan Ideas here. What's going on, Ivan? Good to see Ivan. Anyone else? Let me scroll and make sure I've got most people. I saw Pete Johns. Pete Johns dumped everybody here today. Thank you so much for doing that. We know Brad's here.
You're all for coming. Thank you. It's nice to see you all.
Absolutely. And if I've missed you, I apologise. But I'm trying to scroll and spot out names that I haven't seen. But I'll try and come back and catch up. Hey, thank you, Mr. Smith, for the gifted membership. I didn't even see who got that. It was somebody. Somebody got it. Maria got it. There we go.
Mr. Smith.
Maria got that one. Thanks, guys, for all being here, and gals, and NBs. NBs. All right. So let's ask. I'm going to get a bit personal. So we already talked to you. You lost weight, dude. When I saw you, I was like, holy hell, look at skinny old Russ there. What's going on? And it got me excited, because here I was doing all these walking around videos and trying to lose weight, and you were secretly losing weight as well.
Yeah.
Except you clearly didn't have to do as much work as I did to lose all the weight that I did.
Oh, no. Yeah.
Just a change in diet.
Changing diet, stay in bed longer.
Smoke more weed, huh? The funny thing is about the walk with me stuff, I started doing it right, and I could start to see weight disappearing. It wasn't until I actually changed my diet that I actually started losing weight and went on a meat diet, just meat and vegetables and some fruit and stuff, and I cut a lot of sugar out. I cut all carbs out, bread and all that kind of stuff. So the walking really didn't do anything. Like it lost small amounts, but it wasn't until I started, eating.
Yeah, but that sort of exercise is also good for all your muscles and,
Yep.
breathing, and it carries so much more than just trying to lose weight, So, like, it's exercise in a kind of different fashion in some way. Like exercise, obviously, you do lose weight, you're burning calories. That's the whole point of why people go to the gym. But, a lot of it is discipline. Like, if I make my mind up on saying, that's it, like right, I'm stopping tomorrow. Like, I used to smoke cigarettes, and I was just like, right, that's it, I'm done. And next day just give up. Like, that's my willpower. My willpower is strong for anything like that. So.
Yeah, we've got another guest here. Somebody in the chat. Hello, Dr. Zorders. Dr. Zorders. Oh, the sound effect's not working. Oh, man. This update on my Roadcaster made all my effects disappear. I keep forgetting to put them back. Damn. That sucks. Hi, Dr. Zorders. And what you said there about the cardio, that's very true, because I didn't actually start walking to lose weight. I started walking to try and get my blood pressure down. And I noticed I'd started wheezing and stuff because I wasn't moving around, and that's why I started walking. And as soon as I started doing that first Walk With Me series, I went back to the doctor, and she was like, "We can take you off blood pressure meds." And and I stopped wheezing, and she doesn't give me shit, the doctor, anymore about vaping, because she's like, "Oh, you're moving around. Like, at least move around if you're going to fucking put a vape down your throat, So that...
Yeah, no, totally. And that's the bit I can't do, I can't go out for a walk, and I can't do that. So, I have sit here and just carry on, ordering crisps and chocolate and biscuits and all the shit with me shopping. Or if I've not got it here, I can't have it. Simple as that. So I don't order it, Like, I get some stuff from my mum. She likes a chocolate biscuit, and sometimes I look at the packet and think, oh, fucking hell, I could kill one of them. But generally, once you start eating smaller portions, your stomach doesn't want so much food anyway. So it's it kind of catches up on itself eventually.
Totally. You get used to it pretty quickly. Hi, Sith, and hello to Feisty Feather. Hi, Heather. Look, it didn't take too long for me to miss carbs. I didn't realize how addicted to them I was. But slowly, like, as I've lost, I think I've lost 20 kilos now. And I'm starting to, unfortunately, put it back on a bit because I haven't been walking the last 3 weeks. So that's having an effect, but I'll get back to it soon. It's because the weather's changed here because of winter and all that stuff. Hey, roadies, let me get your tag up here. What was I going to say? Where was I going with it? Then I started introducing carbs again, like back into the diet at a reasonable amount, because it's not cutting them totally off. So,
Yeah, I mean, Ben Thomas, he lost a lot of weight just by changing his diet and
look at him.
Work. It can be done. Like, even if you can't exercise, in a regular ways, there's other ways. So, don't give up hope on yourself.
Yeah, Hippie's lost so much weight, man, but he's very extreme. Just meat. I can't do that. I have to have some kind of thing to go with it. But, look, everyone's different. So let's talk about someone else in your life. Oh, there's a couple of people in your life who we kind of know. How's Dot?
Yeah, no, she's all right. She's coming up for her 85th birthday on Sunday. So we're going to take her out for lunch and treat her up a bit. But yeah, no, she's good. I had her out in the garden today. We was just planting some sunflower seeds, so hopefully they'll come up. So yeah, she's not doing too bad, thanks.
So if you didn't know, Dot is Russ's mum. She's been a bit of a fixture on this channel. She's been at many of the roasts we do where we roast songs, and she's ruthless, very ruthless when it comes to songs. She's been interviewed on here. She's so funny. She's just an absolute treasure, and I know, we all love her. She's funny as all fuck. You know, she's definitely got. She should be on a stage. Now, I'm sure you don't believe that because you have to live with her every day.
Yeah, go on.
And you love that she hides everything. half of Russ's stuff he can't find, but because Dot likes to put it in bags.
Yeah, maybe I should buy a pair of handcuffs for her birthday.
Do it. But you travel overseas as well too to see your beautiful wife Liz, and she's probably going to be watching this. So we love Liz. How's she doing over in the US?
Yeah, she's actually at a doctor's appointment, funnily enough, today.
Right.
Yeah, she's, she obviously went through her cancer stuff. They removed a lot of it, but there's still a bit left. So she's on chemo tablets now, so she doesn't have to go through infusions. But she gets quite sick. She's not too, but she has good days and bad days, So,
well, we'll send. If she's going to be watching this on a replay, so I just want to shout her out and let her know that always thinking of her. Got to speak to her the other day, and we love you, Liz. Always hoping that you get better. Always, So there's that. Let's talk some music. Yeah, let's talk about some music. New music, Russ. Now, I've known you for a long time, and you have always been somebody who has lots of music in the bank for Russ, definitely for Russ8889, your solo stuff. You've always got heaps of stuff just sitting on YouTube waiting to be released. Do you still have a current backlog of stuff set as unlisted?
Like, I've been slowly trying to release stuff. Like I could just release 20 tracks and get it all out of the way, but, it seems a bit silly to put all the work in and then just throw it all out there, because even myself, if somebody releases like 2 or 3 tracks, like, it's possible that I'm not going to get to all of them because there's so much music comes up in my YouTube feed to check out, like, to spend time on an artist is hard. I normally do that on a Sunday. I'll pick a artist from, could be any one of you, random, and I'll just sit and I'll put a playlist together and I'll just play it on a Sunday or something and do whatever I'm doing, because I like to listen to what people have done in the past, to get see what's moved forward. And a lot of music that we all put out and put a lot of time into and do the videos, and it gets played on 3 shows, 4 shows a week, and it's gone and the next thing's in. So that concerns me a little bit of, there's so much rotation of stuff, nothing really gets appreciated. And that's been my fear for this album, because there's a lot of work gone into it, and I just fear it would just get swept away like everything else does.
Yeah, there is a lot of turnover. There's a lot of stuff that just comes so quickly, and then it's gone. And where it's a strange time, because when we had physical media, it was so much easier, I think, to get invested in an album. Like, you knew it was coming out. There was like a buzz about it. There's an album coming out. You'd have to physically go to a shop, pick it up, be it a CD, a cassette, or a record, take it home. You've spent your money on it. You've got the artwork. You open it up and hope there's some lyrics in there, the whole experience. And then there's a few different ways you would experience the album too. You've either got like this is one of your favorite artists and it's, you know, their new album and you can't wait for it and it's maybe not what you wanted it to be or were expecting, so it takes a little bit longer to get into it and you've got to invest that maybe 2 weeks into an album and still for it to actually sit with you, but on the first listen you're like, oh, I don't know about this new album. Or it's a banger and you're just into it straight away. And then there's, you know, buying a new album. Like, remember, you used to like go to a record store and like see an album and just buy it on the artwork and go, I'll take a risk with this and take it home. And a lot of the time you put it on and went, what the fuck did I buy this for?
Yeah, but then I guess at the same time, you know, there wasn't the availability for us all to be sitting at home and have access. And, you know, stuff like DistroKid didn't exist. Like, you couldn't have your music alongside another big artist, you know? So, like, there's so much, and, you know, it's very difficult to, you know, there isn't, you know, obviously a lot of people I would suggest here don't listen to the radio and they might listen to the radio going to work or something, but you know, my music's normally YouTube all day. And, you know, I'm always going around listening to stuff and checking it out. And, you know, I always try and find other artists, smaller artists, people that are outside of this community and, like, listen to them. And so, you know, I do have a lot of time to spend on YouTube, unfortunately, but you know, that's just the way it is.
Yeah, I've had a rearrangement of my life and stuff and the way I do things lately. I've been spending less time on YouTube and more time doing things away from this, what I do here, because like, I needed to go and find some outside stuff and, you know, I got a girlfriend now and stuff. So that I'm doing things and trying to make more music and also trying to listen to more music and like get invested in an album. Like the new Pearl Jam album dropped, what was it, last week or the week before? I think it was last week. And, you know, I've been listening to it for a few days on end to try and get myself back into that mindset of like, oh, the old way I used to listen to music still exists. So why am I not listening to as much music like that? And actually investing, because as it's said, so much moves so quick on YouTube. And Hugh said it here, like videos have like a 2-day shelf life. And it's a real shame because it's one of the things I say here on the channel. There's so much music that you don't get time enough to really sit down and just enjoy it because the next thing's there and it flies by. And so in a way, like it's a double-edged sword. Like, because I guess we're going to talk about, we've both got albums that we've put a lot of work into for a long period of time. And you get to that point when you've finished it. And then you're like, oh man, do I really want to release this? Because it's just going to be a blip and it's gone. And all that, all that pain, all that hard work, the nights, the stress, the years of putting it together and it's out and it's gone. It's a real tough one. And yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, I mean, there's two ways to look at it. Like music, like records, like a called a release is because you're releasing it, you know?
Yeah.
So there is that aspect to it. And you also have to consider, like, that one track you've written might just resonate with someone, you know, like, you know, there's very few tracks in my life that, you know, I think, oh, wow, that's such an amazing track, you know, that stay with me forever. So if you can give that to someone, I suppose it's a really good thing. It's not to be selfish about your own stuff, but I also understand, you know, that will it get appreciated? But then you've also got to understand, you know, we're a little fish in a YouTube world. What do you expect?
Yeah. I'd never expect anything, but I don't know. It's like it's a strange feeling, especially like I can only speak for the thing I've been working on for many years. It feels like I've been having sex with this thing. But it's like my woman, you know. It's like a partner, and I don't. It's a hard thing to explain. I like that it hasn't come out, but I want to get it done so I can move on. But luckily, I have other projects to do while that sits there. You know, it's a weird situation. I've never been in this situation with an album before. Normally, it's just finished, done, and released, and you move on.
Yeah, there's also circumstances why the album's taken. Like the album's been finished, so the album took a year to do, and it's been ready a year. So that's nearly 2 years since the project started, and like I went to the States, so that wasn't a good time to release it. When we just finished the album in June last year, it was too tight to do everything and release it. Then I come back from the States and I was concentrating on the Music for Life project. So I didn't want to release the album when I come back because I didn't want to, not that it would have mattered, like, you know, I'm sure people, but I didn't want to release the album and go, oh yeah, I'm doing this big charity project and oh, I'll get all these views on my channel and oh, fucking, I'll release my. So I just held it back again. Then we decided to do a video for one of the songs. So that took some time to do and organise and set up. And then there was, you know, people were working and, you know, jobs have to be done in between. So, you know, things just take time sometimes. The right time is, there's never a right time, you know, like you can plan as much as you want, but eventually you just have to go, fuck it, you know?
Yeah. Let's play a song. We'll come back and continue on. We'll find out how this Delicate Giants album came about because we've got some premieres for it tonight, which is very exciting. And then after this show, we're going to go over and just make sure all the masters are right for it too because it's going to get released soon. So I'm going to play next The Breaks. Do you want to tell us about this, Russ?
Yeah, this was funny because I found it in my audio share and I was playing it and I was like, oh, this is a good track. I wonder who the fuck this is. And then the next track down was there's like a sample of a bar noise, and I was like, oh, fuck me, I must have done it. So I don't even know where it is on my iPad. I don't even remember doing it. And I just found it on my audio share. That's all I can tell you about it.
I made a song. I don't remember doing it. I found it. Just put it. God, I wish, man. I wish it was like that. Let's play this song. It's called The Breaks. You ready, guys? Let's do it. Let's Oj. We'll be back in a moment. Man, that bass was rad. What'd you
Okay,
use?
so that was definitely the iOS app, the Moog synth.
Of course.
And,
Of course there was a Moog.
and there was actually 4 basses in that bass. There
Wow.
was like a squelchy bass, there was a low bass in it, and a middle bass. So you get like the actual track, it follows the pattern, follows the bass line through it, and it's like just a higher octave fucking pitch out of the bass line on it.
Very, very nice. Thank you, Dr. Zorders, for the super sticker or super chat, whatever it was. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. V.
That was a rad track. We are at our halfway point, so guess what? We're going to have a little word from our sponsor, of course. Let me get my shit together. Dude, I just got a message. I thought it was a delivery from the post office. It's not. It's my chemist telling me that my medication's overdue. Nice. What a world we live in where the chemist messages you and tells you that your prescription's ready to pick up and it's overdue. We are at that point where we're going to talk about, of course, my friends, it is DistroKid, who sponsor this show, and I'm so lucky and thankful to have them sponsoring the show so you too can release your music through all of these streaming services. There's so many. The major ones: YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, Deezer. So many of them. You can release your music through for the low price of $22.99 annually. If you use my code of Jade, it's up the top now, of distrokid.com/VIP/JadeStar, you'll get 7% off your first year. And we're going to look at one of the things that you can do with DistroKid, because it says here, now all of the tiers, you get these access to 21 free tools. And I'm focusing on this one today because recently you would have known that Spotify have come out and told us all that if your songs haven't had more than 1,000 streams, you're not getting any money. And that's a bit mean, but maybe this will help, because you have a little thing on here. Let's go to it. It's called Get Heard Now, and there is a wheel of playlist where you can go and connect a song, and you can do this. You can send a song and try and get it on a playlist, and you want to get on as many playlists as possible with Spotify to try and help you get over to those 1,000 streams these days. So all we got to do is head over here. So we go up to our little tools, wheel of playlist. I'm going to pick a song out of all my songs. I'm going to try and not pick an FMC song today. Maybe we'll do, I don't know, what do we got? Let's try something like The Conundrum from Dread Circus. And then all I got to do is hit connect with Spotify, and it'll take you to your Spotify login, and it's already done that for me. And you get 3 spins, and let's give it a go. See what happens when I hit the spin wheel. And it will give you a position on the DistroKid playlist, 2,282. That's not so good. On the wheel. Sorry. I need the music, don't I? The Patreon music. On the wheel. I didn't do so good. I got 1,788. Now, I don't know how many. It says play again tomorrow. Do you only get to choose one song? Let's see if I can do it again. Get Heard Now. I don't actually know. So if I pick a different song, does it work? Let's choose So Maybe. Or is it... So I think you can do it. No. So you've only get to do one song per 24 hours. But there you go. So it is a handy way. And sometimes you're lucky enough to get up really high. And that can help you get a whole bunch of streams that are legal streams. And not illegal streams and people buying streams and stuff like that. Don't do that, whatever you do, because it'll cause you to lose your account. Just don't do it. But, yeah, so sign up, release your music through DistroKid, and have your music next to Madonna and all the other stars. It is a very low price. It's only, just under $2 a month to have your music out there. And as usual, want to thank DistroKid for sponsoring this channel. Let's talk about the delicate giants, Russ, because I have had the privilege to premiere all of the Delicate Giants albums on this channel. And, you know, all of them previously have been just you. You know, and Gary, you and Gary. So, you know, you make the music and you send it off to Gary, your cousin, and he plays guitar over the top and kind of plays guitar over the top, sends it back to you, and then you got to try and make it all fit. But since those previous albums, you've now moved on to actually having a real band. What was it? Because you've never been in a real band before with multiple personalities and dealing with that kind of thing. How difficult a move was it to go from, you know, being the main man behind it to now moving to people?
It's, you know, it's just natural progression because, you know, coming back and doing music and doing the stuff, doing the dance stuff that I've done, you know, that's for me bread and butter, easy to do. This stuff is a challenge, you know, so musically it's challenging, and like I'm working with, you know, other really good musicians, so I've got to get my shit together to be able to do it. Luckily, you know, I'm reasonable at producing stuff, and I can have a vision for what I want and how I want things to sound. So that helps kind of steer the ship. You know, I might be the driver of the bus, but, you know, the other guys are sitting on board and they can tap me on the shoulder and say, oh, no, you know, change this or do that. Or it's been a different dynamic. I work quite closely with Dean Thomas on a lot of the stuff, and we throw stuff about working on the tracks when we were mastering them, before he's mastering the mixes, and just checking everything, making sure that's his stuff backwards and forwards. And, you know, like for Gary, he'll play his guitar, send it back to me, so, you know, he's out of the picture. You know, Jamie's a dream to have to work with. You know, you send him a track and you'll get the bass guitar back, so you know that's going to be fine. So the difference for me is just mixing real bass and real guitars instead of electronic bass and electronic guitars, you know.
How did you go about deciding who was going to be in the Delicate Giants, Russ?
Well, after me and Gary were obviously doing stuff, that the drums were, you know, I'd hired drummers on Fiverr. I think like it's not a YouTube channel, it's a website that does all kinds of stuff. But there's musicians on there, which, you know, if some of you musicians out there, you can put up a Fiverr page and, you know, sell your services, like whether you sing or play keyboards or whatever you do. But I was going on there and I was hiring drummers to just play drum tracks and send me back so I'd say you know, like a Pink Floyd style drum track, and they'd send me a drum track, and then I'd write the track around that. So that's what I would be doing. And then I knew Dean again for a while from YouTube, from like chats, and I'd remix one of his songs. That's how I had his email and contacted him. And, you know, I can't remember if he asked or I asked or we just talked about it. So Dean come in and he was now part of what we was doing. So we released the Reggae Giants track. That was a Song Timber track. So that had Dean, and Brad was playing bass for us for the Delicate Giants, but it's difficult for Brad sometimes to get the time to actually do it and sit down and do it. It's uncomfortable for him. So I thought it's just best that I try and find somebody else to do bass guitar, and like I try and work on the sort of fringes of this community and people on the edge of it, and people not so well known. So like it just doesn't complicate things, and I can keep everything focused, and I don't have everyone's playing for 10 other bands, or like everyone can concentrate on what I'm doing. So I'm a bit selfish in that way, but that's just what I like. I know what I want, and to get that, I know that these musicians will deliver that to me. So as a team, we all go forward, and they're professionals. Like Jamie there, you see on screen, he's a professional. So everything's really good. Everyone ups their game. He's got a lot in common with my cousin, with their love of music and stuff, and I've got a similar sort of stuff, background of music to Dean, and he likes a lot of Depeche Mode, and so with everyone's influences, that there's a whole mix up, and it just kind of works.
Now, you've also worked alongside, done a lot of stuff with Vero, and hung out with her a bit too, met her in real life. So currently we've got Dean Thomas on drums, which I just showed his YouTube channel, Jamie Mallender on bass, both incredible musicians. We've got cousin Gary doing those amazing solos. We'll show you something about Gary soon as well. My favourite Gary video, of course. And you've worked with Vero. So how did that all come about, you and Vero coming together?
Okay, I mean, like the first way I actually come across Vero was she'd done a track with 15th Bend a couple of 3 years ago. So when me and 15th Bend first started chatting in the thing, because like I was like, oh, this is like really good. You're kind of like the stuff I do. It's very similar, and like we listened, and I see he'd done the track with Aero, and it wasn't until probably a year later, like I was going through his channel, and I was just went, oh, let me check out Vero, and I started going through some songs, and there was there was two songs that really stood out to me, and like they were songs where you hear stuff and they'd be on my playlist forever. Like they're just right up my street. So yeah, I contacted her, and we started just chatting and emailing, and we've become friends, and yeah, we work together, and that's a kind of separate project from what we're doing, and between us all, we've got like a good little unit of people that can help each other and do everything that we need, along with you and Dave and Brad and Leila, and like there's a good little team of us that can do a lot of the stuff that needs to be done between us. So like I don't really need to reach out in the community too much, and like I'm not a good collaborator with people, because like I like to write the track and then send the track that I've written. So like it's difficult. It's difficult for if someone said to me, oh, here's a track, can you play on this? Because I'm not a musician in the respect of, oh, that's an E and that's an F, and that. Like I have to sit there for ages and try and work it all out. So the time it would take me, it would be impossible to do a collab like the other way around for me.
Yep, and we're going to play another track in a minute. Hello, Mark Wade and Chevalier. Hello, welcome aboard. And everybody who's still hanging out, thank you so much. Let's play another track here from now. This is Joyous. What's this one about, Russ?
Okay, so this is a dance track. This was just, me bread and butter. So
your bread and butter. All right, let's play some bread and butter right now. This is Joyous by Russ8889. You ready to dance, folks? I know many vibes probably is. Let's do it right now. Boom.
It was the most peaceful, joyous, incredible, life-changing experience I've ever had in my life.
That was finished, wasn't it? Yeah, it was.
Yeah. You always leave long clips on the end of my videos for about 5-second runs.
Yeah. Look, the one thing about your music too is, be it the dance stuff or be it Delicate Giants, you really know how to put together a good video clip. What's your method? How do you do all this stuff without giving away too many of your secrets? Because your clips are really good, man. I remember, doing Delicate Giants album launches and, these whole albums with all the songs put together in one, Moonworks, and just sitting back here watching the whole thing, just clicking the comments all the way through, just being mesmerized. Like, what is your methodology to putting together a good clip?
Yeah, but it's for me, it's just another creative end of the process. It's like, if hopefully, I mean, does it really matter if you just put a thing up and you just listening to a song after all? But it's kind of keeps us all entertained. We all do it for each other, more than ourselves. Like that's the thing about this YouTube thing and this community and the people that make music and people that work together and people invest their time and make videos for the songs. You see like songs where there's 4 people from different places and they've all green screened and they put it together, and so time and effort goes in for everyone. And we're not showing it to thousands of people, we're doing it for us, and if everyone's having enjoyment doing it, what we're doing, that's what it's all about, no bullshit. It's just about the music.
Yeah, 100%. Now, this album that you've been working on, because I remember mastering. When did I master? It was ages ago. So it's been finished. The songs have had some name changes since then. We're gonna after this show go back and top and tail and just check the masters, make sure they're all good to go for a release soon. But now I remember talking to you at one stage and you saying you weren't going to do any video clips for this new album, and you're like, no, I'm not going to do any of this. So has this been part of the reason it's been held up, apart from the reasons you've already mentioned? Because are you doing a full thing? What is the deal?
Yeah, I mean, I've made some video clips. Dean's made a video. So stuff's tied together. It's all sort of tied together. There's just been probably a 6-month gap of, just circumstance, that's got in the way of everything. So that couldn't be avoided. We could have pushed the album out and just not had any videos and done anything. But you know me, I don't like to do things by half.
No.
That's the Virgo in me. I can't help it,
Yeah. Yeah. So let's talk about one of the video clips in particular, which I've already seen. I haven't seen the total finished thing of it, but one of them has been worked on by Dean, the drummer, and he's a film producer as well. So it looks pretty sick. It looks like a movie the way it's produced. But so during that process, though, Dean, are you ready, Dean? Dean reached out to you all and were like, hey, I need some footage of you playing your instrument to go in this video clip. And you all came to the party and shot yourself recording, playing your part. And your cousin sent a video to Dean as well. And you know what? I'm just going to play it. And before I do, though, I just want to say, I wish I could have been a fly on the wall at Dean's house when he got this video sent to him, because so just so you guys know, the brief was, what was the brief, Russ? Do you tell us, what was the brief?
I mean, just a normal thing. I want you playing along to the track so I can cut in a video, plain background or, a studio background or whatever,
Okay, so let's play it. So this went out, the call went out to the band. Gary, Russ's cousin, setting the scene, got his camera set up, and this was the video that he sent back to Dean to mix in with this high quality production movie video clip that he's making. I'll just shut up and just hit play. Let's have a look at it. Okay. I'll have to go, we'll go widescreen like this, right? Let's hit play. It's going good so far. The dog. Why does he kiss the fish at the end? Russ, Russ, what's wrong with your cousin?
You know, just perfectly normal.
Dude, when I first saw it, I was like, that's Gary. But when the dog came in, I fucking lost it.
Yeah, we're a serious dive, you know.
I just want to know how Dean responded to it. Why didn't you put it in the video clip? It would have fit so well. Because I've seen the one that got used, and it's better. It's much better. I wish the dog had been. The dog is the star of the second video as well. So there's a second one. I didn't know there was a second one.
Yeah, it's in the second video. He said it out.
It's just so good. Like it's so good. I wish you need to do a remix, I think, with that in the in the actual clip that's done. The clip's really cool. But yeah, it's the greatest bit of footage I think I've ever seen. It's so good. Like there's so many layers to it as well. There really is a lot of layers to it. You know, it's the pants rolled up to the knee, the wellies, the rattle.
Oh yeah, I mean, you know, we don't do things by halves, you know. If you're gonna do it, you know. Look at that.
The glasses. What is that thing hanging off the? What is that?
You know, some kind of rat toy or something, who knows?
And the caravan. It could use a clean, Gary. So it could really use a clean. That he looks like a lunatic. He looks like he's just got out of an asylum. What is going on? You know what, Russ? Am I right in saying if only he put that much effort into getting his guitar tracks to line up with the rest of the music?
Well, like I can tell you, saying that video took longer to shoot than the guitars he does and sends me back.
For those of you who don't know, we've talked about this before. Like Russ will send him music and Gary will just do one take and send it to him and Russ and just go, that's it, not doing any more, you fix it. That's how it works, isn't it?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much easier now, but, you know, I do make some alterations and stuff. It's normally, like, the thing with Gary is he likes to play the song.
Yeah.
And so he doesn't leave a lot of gaps. Like he goes, oh, well, you just put the gaps in where you want them, which is fine, which I can do sometimes. But if anyone playing guitar knows, like when you're playing continuously, I can't cut and extend that note, you know? So sometimes it's tricky to pick parts to actually cut it off. But, you know, he's pretty much on the butt most of the time, that he can just hear it, he listens to it, and then just plays it. You know, like the thing with Gary is he plays by feeling.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
and when you've got
so there's no practicing, there's no, you know, listen to this and that little solo would be good in there, or like it's just what he feels. Like if he feels a track, like he just played it. I can brief him on the kind of sound I'm looking for, but that's not always what I'll get back. He'll just maybe go with something different, you know. So like he's so talented himself, like, you know, I trust him to do that. Like for for the time it takes me to like do it on the mixing desk is worth it, you know, like because he's key goal to the Delicate Giant sound.
In my time playing music, I've always found it really hard to find a guitarist that has really super technical chops, but at the same time has the ability to play that loose feeling, that soulful stuff that you get from jamming, right? It's really hard to find somebody who can do both. It's either, you know. I played in a band called Despise for many years, and we had two guitarists, and one of them was like Yngwie Malmsteen and crazy scales and crazy solos, and the other one was like just real jammy and loose and bluesy and stuff. And what was so great about it was their contrasting styles. When they both did solos back and forth, there was like this loose jam that was always kind of a bit behind the beat and then would catch up. And then you had the technical guitarist, and it worked really well. So when you've got a guitarist who's kind of got that feeling, you don't want to like try and contain them and tell them how to be, because it's the luck and the jam that comes out of that feeling that they're feeling at the moment.
Yeah, totally. I mean, like we joke about, like my cousin will tell you himself, like I'll send him, like, so he'll play the guitar over a track for me. Now, say for example, a Delicate Giants track. Now, when I start a track, it won't sound anything like what it's going to end up sounding like, you know, because obviously tracks evolve. But it will be a drum machine and like the synths, and they'll play a guitar, and then I'll send it to Dean. Dean will work out the drums to go around the guitar that highlight the guitar and show off the guitar, you know, because Gary's basically our singer for the band. So,
yeah.
Then once we got that, we've got Dean doing the drums and got the groove going, then we can send it to Jamie and he locks in with Dean. And but the thing is with Jamie, okay, is I've got to apologise to him, because the first track he sent me that he played bass, I sent it back and I said, yeah, I don't like it. And he was like, oh, because I know he, you know, he's showing his best, you know. And so he sent me another bass line. I'm like, yeah, that's it. And there was probably nothing really too wrong with the bass line, but I was just sneakily getting him to go, right, I'll fucking show you then. And give me a killer bass line, and that's what he done, and that's what he done for the whole album.
It's hard, isn't it, too? Especially when you're sending stuff back and forward to another country via the internet. You're not in a room with somebody to really convey and speak and say how you want things to sound. So especially for Jamie, I mean, Jamie's a professional bass player, you know. He's played with some really big artist tours. That's his bread and butter. That's his living. So I know when I have gone and joined bands and they want me to sing, there's this expectation that they want like every single thing I can possibly do. So I would come out and just go and do everything. And in some of those instances, people would go, can you pull back a bit? Like, you don't need to show off every fucking song. Like, just be normal, whatever that means. But, you know, it's hard to convey that, I guess, over the internet.
Yeah, no, like definitely for me, because, you know, I'm used to putting a bass line in with a keyboard. I'm not got the funky fucking skills, you know, of bass players. And when Jamie sent me the bass track on the first couple of tracks, like you say when you listen to an album, and I was like, I don't know, I'm still not sure, like, and after about the third listen, I was like, fucking, he's a genius.
Yeah. Super talented. Super talented. And he's a really, really beautiful soul as well, too. Let's play a new Delicate Giants track. So I did tell you, everybody, we got some unlisted stuff, some premieres. All the stuff today except the first song has been a premiere. And we have a Delicate Giants premiere. Tell us about Night Drive. What's it all about, Russ?
Well, it's not so much a premiere. They're like, see, a premiere in the respect of this is the first track that me, Dean, Jamie, and Gary done together. It's what we done for the Music for Life album, but you know, obviously that's a little while ago, and it just kind of shows, you know, like we sound fairly tight together. It sounds good. There's a, you know, it's good groove. Like you get to hear everyone having a go. So it's not like what the album's like, but it gives you an idea of what the musicianships will be like. But so it was previously released, Jade.
All right. I'm stupid. It isn't on the album. So this isn't on the album, just so you know. Yeah. I forgot.
Yeah. The other track is
it's 9 a.m. Give me a break. All right.
Yeah, I'll give you.
Thanks. Yeah. Don't worry, I'll have to go to the post office later. All right, let's play it. This is Night Drive. You ready, folks? Delicate Giants. Boom. Killer stuff. So you mentioned it before, so the Music for Life album, let's address it. So if you're unaware, folks, Russ was behind the Music for Life charity album on Bandcamp that came out, and so many artists got involved and sent music in. There were 2 albums, Volume 1 and Volume 2. I'm just bringing up the page right now. So many great artists. How many was it? 52? I can't remember.
Maybe 40 something. I don't know.
I can't remember.
Loads of over 50 artists.
And it did really, really well. It was a huge undertaking, and so many people got involved in it. And it was for a teenage cancer trust. And you came up with the idea. I remember when you told us about it, and I was like, "Holy hell, that sounds like a lot of work." And it was a huge undertaking. There is a show here on this channel. We did the whole, played the whole album here on the channel, went through all the tracks of both albums. The question is, Russ, I'm sure many people want to know, is there going to be a second one?
Yeah, there's always the intentions of doing a second one. I actually reached out to Folk Punk a little while ago, just saying, you know, I am still interested in doing it. Like, there's a few things that I need to sort out. In between that, there's a few things that I need to get in order to do it, like silly things like the email account is locked to a mobile phone number, and the mobile phone that the chip's in doesn't work. So I need to get another mobile phone so I can get into the email account. So I can't step things forward. And just in my personal life, I've had a lot of stuff going on. So I just haven't had to give that time. And now we're due to build up for the album again. You know, like, so to announce it, you know, do an announce date and thingy shouldn't be a problem to do. I just need to get a few logistics out of the way, and you know, I want to get it out and announce it as soon as possible. And I know Folk Punk worked and done a charity album for cancer in America, and that's what this album's going to be for. So the last one, the donations were UK. This one will be donations in America, and you know, I want to work with him on dealing with that and making sure that all gets sorted out, and trying to, you know, figure out a better way of doing it. Like last year, it locked my my PayPal account up from November till right over Christmas, so I couldn't use my PayPal account for my own personal stuff. And so there was a few little things that were a bit of a problem that I need to make sure are ironed out this time. But this time should be a fairly easier process because I'm not putting it all onto the radio stations. You know?
Yeah. It's a big undertaking too, and I put you on the spot there by asking about it. But I'm sure people want to know if it's going to happen again, because it was just a beautiful thing, and it was such a pleasure to be a part of it.
Yeah, I mean, like, it kind of makes sense, right, to do it, like, you know, like the original idea was to do 4 albums, one for each country. So the idea was 20 tracks an album and release them 3 months apart. So I didn't get 60 people like come up. So that meant I couldn't do the original plan that I had. So I had to change the plan and I just thought, well, why don't I make it over 4 years? And like, you know, and the original intention, you know, UK, US, Canada, Australia. So that will still be the plan. And as different musicians come in and out, there'll be different people, and, you know, more people might be interested. I might have to, you know, put some kind of restrictions on it this time, or a quality control or whatever. I don't know. You know, I haven't had time to think about it because I've had other shit going on.
Yep. All right, we're nearing the end. We're gonna so we are playing a real premiere to close the show. From it's the one. Are we playing a song? Is it from the album? Yeah.
No, it's not from the album.
But it's
Okay, so this is more of you know, is just a track that's not involved all of us. So it's not a big delicate giant track or anything. It's just kind of explaining where this album's at and what's coming up.
Hi, Liz. Welcome home. Hope everything went all right. Liz has joined us now. Everybody give Liz some love. All right, so there you go. Now, let's talk about the album before we get out of here. Is there a release date?
There's a penned release date, yeah.
Where's it happening?
You have to stay tuned and find out, and make sure you subscribe to the Delicate Giant channel.
Are you doing a release on the channel, or are we doing it on here?
No, I think we're doing it on here. Well, yeah, as far as I know, Dean. There you go. June the 21st. There you go. That's the release date. You wanted it.
That's a Tuesday. How's it going to work with my show, though? Oh, no, and that's June. Yeah. Let me check. June 21st. Or, well, the 20th in the UK.
Yeah, the Friday, yeah.
20,
so the album.
The 20th,
yeah. So it will be released on Bandcamp 21st, or it will actually be released on, you know, that other thing that everyone uses.
Do I have where's my link? I can't put it up. I got to go. DistroKid. No, but we are going to do the premiere here on the channel. So, you know, we've done all the Delicate Giants releases here on this channel. So hopefully you'll all come along and see it. I'm sure it's going to be huge. It's going to be awesome. And just to let you guys know.
I mean, I just want to say about the album is, like, the thing is, even with the past couple of albums, like, they're not really written as separate tracks. Like, although they are, obviously. Like, you know, there's a theme to the album. It's an album. It's not a collection of songs that we just put together. You know, there is some kind of thought behind it all, you know. And that's why, even with the last Moonworks Eclipse album, I think I only released 3 videos on that from my channel, because it's an album, like, it's hard to watch. You know, if you want to watch that album, you should go to your channel and watch the full video of the whole thing, where it's all one continuous thing, because that's how it was in my head. You know, that was a vision. So, you know, that's how it got played out. And although this album, is separate videos and it's not a congealed kind of thing, it's a bit of a musical journey, and it's not, you know, something that we could release as singles, although we probably will, so it gets played. But, you know, it's not that kind of album. It's an album to sit down and listen to. And Dean's been listening to it for the last year. Gary has, I have, and I'm like, yeah, do you know what? It's a little bit different, and it's quality, you know. Like, I don't often try and big myself up. That's not me. But, you know, for me to say and be happy with the product, because I'm a hard fucker to please.
And as I said, like after this show, we're staying on the line here because look, here are all the tracks 1 to 11 right there on my iPad. And we're going to go by and just check the mastering, make sure they're all good, top and tail, make sure everything's good. So there you go. There's 11 tracks. You just saw some of the names of them. And we're going to go ahead and do that. So Russ has got it all ready to release, but it is happening here on the channel and it will be a whole playthrough. So that's very exciting. All right. So once it's released, is there going to be more Delicate Giants?
You know, when you ask about my back catalogue of stuff,
yeah,
maybe you want to ask about my back catalogue of Delicate Giant stuff.
Right, so there's a lot. All right, there you go. Look at Dean, capital letters. Yes.
Yeah, we got stuff in the works, and we've got projects to finish off and stuff that's 3/4 done, and so we will get back into, you know, I've got to get my arse in gear and get the ball rolling again. So once that happens, we got plenty of material to keep everyone busy for the next year, let me tell you.
Awesome. See, I didn't even know that. And I speak to you every day. All right. So I get to hit you up with the last question we do for everybody for the Rewind series. Russ, if you're stuck on a desert island and you didn't have a volleyball to talk to named Wilson, what album would you take with you to get you through the hard times of being a fucking one-armed bandit stuck on an island, unable to get coconuts out the tree?
Quadrophenia by The Who.
Wow, I didn't expect that. There you go. Hey, Lily Pillies. Hey, Manny. Well, I did not expect that. I actually expected a Pink Floyd album. So you've thrown me off big time there. Nice. Good album too.
Yeah. Like if I had to pick a Floyd album and take, I would take Animals.
Yeah?
Yeah. Yeah.
I know what
but I think because Quadrophenia is a double album for a start.
Right, so you're getting your value, right? So you're not going to get as bored as
you know what I mean? Yeah, you ain't just got to turn the record over once. You know what I mean? You've got 2 discs at least. You can make 2 flower pots in the sun, can't you?
I'm just waiting for somebody. You know what? I'm just going to say it. Nobody's ever said to me this. Where the fuck would you get a record player from if you were stuck on an island?
You take one of them little things that run around the records playing it like a little camera.
The little bus things they have now.
Yeah, the thing that just scratches the records the fuck after about one play.
Yeah, they're terrible, those things. Like, in theory, they look good, but yeah. You know what, Thomas? When I wrote the question, I was like, somebody's got to turn around at some point and go.
I'll tell you what. Do you remember the plastic records you used to get? And you used to get a needle and you used to turn them with your finger.
Yeah,
to be stories and shit like that.
Yeah.
You could have that on the desert island. No power needed.
Yeah.
Just finger control.
Well, you certainly wouldn't be good if you were using digital music, which brings me to the point. Thank you, DistroKid, for sponsoring today's show. Remember, you can use my code, distrokid.com/VIP/Jade, starting at 7% off your first year using DistroKid. Awesome stuff. Thank you, Russ, for coming on the show and doing this.
Yeah. thank you all. I'd also like to thank Dean and Jamie and Gary for putting this album together because, you know, it's been a project, but, you know, hang in there, guys. We're on it.
Oh, look, I'm excited. I haven't heard the whole album for a while, so I'm going to get to spend some time with you and just go over the masters and make sure they're good today. So I'm really excited to hear it again because it's a great album. Let me tell you, folks, it really is a mint album. Like every part of it's really, really good. So there's that. I do need to tell you what's happening here on the channel over the next couple of days. So before we say goodbye to you all, let me just bring up some stuff. Tomorrow, we're taking a look at something or other. Oh, yeah, we're taking a look at this thing. MI03 baseline. So we're taking a look at this. This is a 303 baseline app. So that's going on tomorrow. What else do we have? This weekend for the opening hour, it is, in fact, Mother's Day. So I'll be singing Mother's Day songs. There's going to be a lot of crooner stuff in there. So if you want to see me make a fool of myself singing crooner stuff, then come along and have some fun. That there's a huge lineup. So as usual, Thomas Christ, followed by me, followed by Pete Johns, followed by Brad Example. So there's that. And next week, we've got a lot of big stuff happening next week as well, because the rant this week will be the future of iPad. After we had Apple release their new iPads and Pencil, I'm going to be talking about the future of the iPad and the new iPads, and are they worth your time? Grumble, grumble, grumble. So I'm going to be very ranty on this episode because they didn't tell us everything, Apple, at that launch. They sure didn't tell us everything. And then, so we're also taking a look at Scalar EQ this week, which is really, really cool. Scalar's finally, a plugin boutique have released this for iOS. Very, very exciting. This thing is just really cool. And then Tuesday, US time, Wednesday, Australia time, the brand new Logic Pro for iPad dumps here in Australia on Wednesday, Tuesday, US time. And I'll be doing an hour show before dumping you all over to Pete Johns, who's doing, get this, a freaking 4-hour stream. What the fuck? I'm glad I'm only doing an hour. and yeah, so, and we got hopefully next week to a really cool interview coming up as well with somebody you may not have heard of before. So there's that. All right, we're going to go out and play this brand new Delicate Giants track. Is there anything you want to say to people before we get out of here, Russ?
No, I just thank you for coming. You're all good people, you know, like, you know, it's good what we got going on here. Like, it's always good to see you every day. I may not leave comments in your stuff, but believe me, I'm always rooting through your shit. So, you know, there's some amazing people out there, and, you know, it's a good little thing we got going. Let's keep it going.
I feel terrified knowing that you're rooting around through my shit. Gross.
Wait till I post it back through your letterbox.
Will I have to pick it up from the...
But yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Awesome. Can't wait for that.
It will have a Hazard logo on it.
Yeah. Don't even go there, Russ. Don't even... You know what I'm like. I'll tell everybody that story and then I'll be ashamed and no. All right. So this is... that? Shut up, Russ. We're not talking about that story. Thank you all for being here, my friends, and supporting Russ and supporting me here on this channel. You are an asshole, Russ. You know I love you, but you're a cunt. No, you don't want to hear the story. It is not. No, it is not made for YouTube, that story. So this is a premiere of Fireflies by the Delicate Giants. Let's get out of here. Do the things that make you happy, folks. Mistakes make you better. We'll all rise together and stay awake. Yeah, this is the Delicate Giants and Fireflies. Thank you all for hanging out. Love you lots.
Take care all. Thank you all.
Let's Oj. Goodbye.
Bye, Lizzie.
Bye.